This is true.
Again, your actions speak louder than
Words.
your words. Okay, so the fact that you're typing this email tells me that you're not ready to give in on your marriage, and no, I wouldn't be.
Hello guys, and today's email is unhappy marriage but can't leave. I think I'm between struggle and miserable. 34 years and 6 kids.
Jesus.
He's always been a drinker. It's getting worse. He smokes pot every day.
Oh my God.
Has no job. Not been very helpful unless I get mad and nag. I am done. But I can see that I have allowed him to become what he is. No job, no prospects, no real ability to support himself. I don't know how to get out. Okay.
Unhappy marriage,
So-
but can't leave.
Unhappy marriage. They have 6 kids.
It's a lot of kids on me.
And you have a husband that drinks. He smokes pot. No offense against pot. He smokes pot every day. He has no job. And he doesn't help. And then you have to nag him to get him to do anything. And now you're claiming that you've allowed him to become what he is. No, you did not allow him to become what he is. What you allowed him to do is take advantage of you. That's what you've allowed. What you've actually allowed is not having, allowing someone to not value you because you don't value yourself.
Right.
Why are you with this person? She's in love with this person, obviously.
Right.
But if you're in love with someone like this, you obviously don't love
Well, it's
yourself.
a marriage.
It's a marriage. No, but she said
But
he
she's
has
in love.
always been a drinker. It's getting worse. Seems like he's always had this habit. So she
Usually
went
something
into
like
this
that.
marriage. No, and what I can pull from that is you don't love yourself enough to know you don't deserve to be with someone like this. And now you're taking the blame and saying that you've allowed him. You don't allow. No. Yes, you've allowed him to do whatever to you.
You've
enabled him.
You've enabled
but
after
it's not.
It's still responsible for his
Yeah, it's
actions.
not your fault that he has no job. He has no way to support you and the kids. You're making excuses for him. And as sad as it sounds that your marriage is ending, I would say you need to focus on yourself and build yourself. And if you definitely don't need this person, if this person wants to come along with you because you're building yourself, yes, pull them along with you. But if they refuse to be better in your best interest and the interest of your beautiful kids, you need to exit. Because at the end of the day, you're never gonna be happy. You're looking for happiness, but you're with someone that is not obviously not happy with himself.
Yep.
Because if you have no purpose in life, all you do is drink, smoke, and don't have anything that you do for a living, obviously you're probably depressed. That's what I'm saying here.
Possibly, yeah.
But you don't know how to get out?
That's a lot of bad habits.
Nah.
Does she need to get out?
She definitely needs to get out for a minute. So that
She needs
this
space.
guy, yes, she needs space so that he can, because if she's still there, he would think she's always going to be there and he's going to continue the same behavior. But if she gets out for a minute, I'm not asking you to divorce your husband, but if you get out for a minute, you can still live in the same house, but you're focusing on yourself. That's still getting out and doing you and the kids. He might snap out of it and say, yo, she's not trying to help me with my drinking habits, and he might get himself together.
Right. Right.
That's how I see it.
That's how you see it?
It's harsh, but it's
You were a little bit harsh, but
it's I don't want her to think it's okay to be making excuses for someone who doesn't want to do anything better with their life.
So I want you to understand that there's a difference between you enabled and being responsible for other people's actions.
Right.
You can, if you're okay with life and everything continues the same way, he's gonna continue to think he's okay.
Yes.
That's enabling him.
And I feel bad because you have 6 kids
and all those
that
bad
are
habits,
watching all this stuff. It's not healthy.
But I think it's good to point out something you mentioned shortly, which is people just don't become this on day one. You saw this from the beginning,
right?
And chances are, you thought you can change him,
yeah,
or you thought it would change, right? This is a crisis.
It is.
And I want you to know that everyone will go through their own fair share of crisis.
Yes.
This is yours, okay? So now let's talk about how to get out of the crisis, okay? I saw a post yesterday which I kind of agree with, but there are certain exceptions to every rule, okay? And the post was like, a marriage is like a house. If the light fixture, if the light bulb is bad,
broken,
what you do is you fix it. You don't go buy another house. Okay, marriage in most cases it's like that. It's supposed to be like that. But a lot of people throw in the towel too early, thinking that the grass is greener on the other side. But the truth is that every marriage that's created will go through crisis of some sort. So the people that have green grass is because they water their own grass. So the pain you're going through with all of this is probably what your marriage needs, so you can build a better marriage.
Right.
And yes, you can single-handedly start that tango.
Right.
And that's what we should talk about now, I guess, right?
Because she said she doesn't know how to get out.
Right. So the first thing is that, have you decided you want to get out? If you've decided you want to get out, then just get out. If you're asking or you don't know how to get out, chances are you don't want to get out.
That's
Once
true.
you know that enough is enough,
There's still something there.
You'll figure it out. You will get out. Okay? If the will is strong enough, you would have been out. You wouldn't be typing this email.
This is
Again,
true.
your actions speak louder than
Words.
your words. Okay? So the fact that you're typing this email tells me that you're not ready to give in on your marriage. And no, I wouldn't be too quick to give up on a marriage with 6 kids either.
Right. It's tough.
Because the picture is bigger than just you and this other person. Now, what I'm going to tell you is this. When you have 6 kids, many people try to shy away. Many people that advise on marriage try to shy away. It's not about your children. You should be happy regardless. No, it is about the children. You cannot be selfish. Okay? There's a sweet spot in between that. It cannot be solely because of your children that you stay in a very toxic situation. Okay? It cannot be 100% that. But it can be a part of the reason why you want to do the right thing and grow.
Right.
And get both of you to grow. So my next question is that, have you asked this person to seek help? Right? Have you asked them to seek help? If you've asked them to seek help and they're not responding to that, then there must be consequences for that. I don't care if you're a child 7 years old or you're an adult 47 years old. We respond to consequences. There's something we care about. Once that thing that we care about is taken away from us, we respond accordingly.
That's right.
Because it becomes a survival situation.
Yeah.
Okay? Because you must survive, And if you really care about that thing, basically you're looking at that thing, if it's your marriage, if it's you as a spouse, you're looking at that thing as a survival thing. So you do everything to make sure you survive, right? So what does that mean? You know your marriage better. You know him more than I do, right? What is it that he cares about the most that he's basically enjoying because of you and the family being there? Is he a family man and this is just his own personal bad habits?
No, this is more than bad habits. He doesn't have a job. He doesn't.
That's bad habits. That's
That's
all.
like no purpose. Like
That's lazy. It's a lazy man. He's a lazy man. Yeah.
No, I think it's more of like a depression issue.
Yeah. So all of that, right, are things that he's doing because he's still getting some kind of benefit from that. Depression. You rather sit at home and just drink and watch TV
and smoke pot.
And smoke pot. The enjoyment is not the TV and the pot. The enjoyment is that nobody is gonna do nothing about this, but I'm enjoying it. There's no consequences for doing these things, right? So you need to find out what that is. I agree with that completely. This is why I'm not against I need space and time. When somebody asks you they need space and time, give yourself space and time. That automatically gives them space and time. But now it's your turn to ask for some space and time. You don't have that. You haven't asked for that from them.
Yeah.
So they're enjoying that. That there's no consequences for this behavior, for being lazy, for not having a job, for drinking, for smoking.
And you have 6 kids watching all that. It's
so
not healthy.
Clearly, this is something. It's part of your need. This is not an emotional need. It's a real life need. When we say don't be needy, we're talking about emotional needs, right? But when there's a real life need, this grown man must get out there and have a job and keep a job and stop smoking and drinking 100% of the time. Yeah, even if, I know in the past maybe you knew and you kind of don't worry about the past. Right now it's a grown man. He needs to fix that. If it's not fixing that, those are real life needs for you and your 6 kids, right? You must ask for it. Okay, when you ask for it, if there must be some kind of consequences for that. But it depends. All of the dynamics of this depends on your specific story. That we heard your part of the story, but there may be some internal, much more details to why this young man is behaving this way. But nobody wants to just wake up and be this way. So it's definitely something deeper than just what it's showing. These are all symptoms of something deeper. That's why I agree with that. It could be depression. It could be from his childhood. It could be the way he was raised, which you're probably very clear on, but you kind of like let it go anyway. You dealt with it, and then you're dealing with it now. For real, right? So I would say definitely that I think you should definitely ask him. He needs to seek help.
That's right.
And then you say, until that happens, you need some space and time. And after that, everything that happens, it's going to be more to that. Okay, everything that's going to happen is going to be depending on your specific story and how things transpire with time. But remember that people don't do things to you that you don't allow them to do. Yes, I agree that you've enabled, but no, you don't have to take responsibility for another grown man's problems. Okay, and you need to detach yourself completely from that, because if you were in a happy marriage, it would be because both of you are happy individually first.
Right.
So now just be responsible for your own happiness individually. And yes, you have 6 kids, and you're gonna have to do what you have to do to be happy with taking care of those kids. And the meanwhile, number 1, ask him to seek help. Okay, as in demand it.
You have to demand it
to seek help, because that's a real need. It's not just emotional need. There's a difference between a need of life and emotional needs. You're not being needy when you ask to seek help for yourself, because if you don't seek help for yourself, that means I have 7 kids. I can't have that.
You can't have that. No.
Right?
No.
So then the next step is I need some time and space, or while you sort that out. What does that mean? It means however way you gotta think, I need time and space, and you deserve it, so you too can reset to and be okay with yourself. Because when a man acts like that around you, it shatters your own self-esteem too.
Yeah, it does.
Because you start asking yourself, where did I go wrong? Like you're already taking responsibility for another grown man's adult, and you start asking all these other questions that will affect your own security and your own productivity at work, with your children, with every other aspect of life, with your dreams. So this is you doing it for you. By demanding that is you do, because we always say do for you so you can have something to give, right?
That's right.
This is you doing this for you. But no, you have 6 kids, not 7 kids. You should not be adopting the 7th kid as a grown man, because naturally you women already do that. We kind of like our kids, even when we're
our
happy.
husbands are our babies.
Imagine somebody who's now smoking and like has no life.
And
that's like double kids. That's like 9 kids now.
He definitely needs to get some help.
Right. So first step, demand that he should seek help. Ask for space and time. The third step, get this book, read it 10 to 15 times. It's free at getmymarriageback.com. The PDF is free, but you can also get it in paperback, Kindle, and audiobook. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and make sure you click the like button, make sure it's blue. And if you have any advice for this young lady, any opinion, your own questions, put them in the comment box below. Hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. We'll see you on the next one, and peace.